What's up, everybody? Welcome to Move the Sticks. DJ, Bucky, Rhett with you. Guys, we got through the first week. We got the Monday night in the rear view mirror here. First of all, I'll start with you, Buck. What's your Monday night plans? What were you doing last night? Were you nestled up on the couch? Were you out running around? We have high school stuff going on. What were we doing last night for Monday Night Football?
Okay, so I don't know if you guys are aware, but right now, DirecTV and Disney, they're in a dispute.
Oh,
so,
no.
You got caught up in it. So I got caught up in it, so I don't have the ability to watch it that way. Luckily, I have Hulu, so I could watch it on Hulu, but it's annoying that we're still going through this thing, so I couldn't really go through it the way that I normally would go through it. But normally on Monday nights, I'll check it out. I kind of have it in the background. It's weird on the West Coast, the game being a 5:15 game, so it's kind of right in the middle of dinner time. Like you kind of cooking, kind of got it on in the background and that stuff.
What are you cooking? You got something going? You got something on the stove? What do we got?
Yeah, I'm fully baked. I can cook. I can lay it down.
Like what was on the menu last night? I am curious about this.
I mean, normally, like it's some.
This is ground turkey. This is
no. Barbecue pork chops.
Okay, let's go. Pork chops. I'm coming over next Monday.
Yeah, like come on, man. When you're in high school, you have to take like a home ec class.
Well, you can hold on. You go.
We didn't click pork chops in my home ec class. I can tell you that. It's a snickerdoodle. I think we made a snickerdoodle. That was as far as we got.
Okay. Yeah. So for me, solo parenting this week. So, was trying to cook up dinner for the kiddos. And thankfully, Dino, my dad, reminded me. He was like, "Hey, you watching the Manning cast?" I was like, "Oh God, what time is it?" And all of a sudden it was 5:45, and he was telling me Belichick was really intriguing. And it was really interesting. And so flipped it on, had it on a little bit in the background while I was, finishing up dinner, building some Legos, watching some Nebraska tape, and listening to Belichick talk to the Mannings. So yeah, it was good. It was fun. I didn't watch every snap of this thing, but boy, you certainly got a feel that this was typical Kyle Shanahan. You don't have Christian McCaffrey. Let's make the undrafted free agent rookie running back a star too in Jordan Mason, and that's what we got in this game. You didn't need CMC. They had Jordan Mason, and that was enough.
Yeah, they were the more physical team, clearly, in that game. And, and I think we should probably start with A-Rod, what we saw from Aaron Rodgers.
Sure.
I went back and watched that this morning. And, Buck, it was interesting because you're watching it on TV. And this is, again, why scouts don't just watch TV copy. You got to put on the all 22 and really look at it and study it. I came away somewhat encouraged when I watched the video, just because we always have said, like, you kind of grade the flashes. If you can do it once, we know you can do it. He had a couple vintage Aaron Rodgers throws in that game, like just lasers, beautiful balls. I thought, though, there was definitely rust. The interception, he double hitches, he's late, the ball gets popped away and ends up getting picked off. Okay, that's just getting comfortable again with the timing, full speed reps with your wideouts. I think it was Garrett Wilson just on a little out route, just having a little more confidence of where he's going to be to trust it and get the ball out. That'll get better as it goes along. There was some just accuracy stuff, even on like the last one, on the last incompletion he had on the fourth down. Buck, he hits the upfield shoulder. He might go. Like Garrett Wilson might split that and go. It was all slants. He had the matchup he wanted. He had the little flat that way to pull the linebacker out. He gets that upfield shoulder. It's literally the safety with about 10 yards. And you're going to have Garrett Wilson with a three-way go on a safety at full speed. But the ball's a little behind. It's a little low. It gets poked away, or it actually grabs Garrett Wilson's hand, and that's incomplete. So just a couple of those things, a little bit off, a little bit late. I came away thinking, okay, that's going to get better. They need to get Mike Williams up and running to get somebody else to throw the ball to. They need to get Conklin involved more as a tight end. Like, they need to find other avenues to distribute the football. But in terms of Aaron Rodgers himself, I came away thinking, okay, that good play is still in there. There's some rust that needs to be knocked off.
Yeah, you got to knock off the rust. And, the thing is, I am sure Aaron Rodgers is a little apprehensive like that first game out. No matter how long you've played the game, coming off that injury is always different. And so it kind of impacts the way that you perform and play. I know Robert Saleh said after the game that it's rather to be 0-1 with Aaron Rodgers than 1-0 without him. They will continue to get better. They certainly have the firepower offensively to be able to create problems as Aaron Rodgers gets comfortable. I think the most concerning part for me would be the inability to stop the Niners. 7 straight scoring drives, not being able to deal with their physicality and toughness. And it's weird for Robert Saleh to say this, but he said that they got a taste of championship caliber ball. I think they should already be operating at that. You came from that, you know what San Francisco is. You should be talking and trying to set those standards for your team, even though, like, yeah, it's different when you face a team like that. You would think 4 years into your tenure, they kind of have a feel for what that looks like and what that smells like.
Yeah, and then I'll just, the last thing I'll say is I'm glad you brought that 9 straight scoring drives thing up, because, like, all right, they go 3 and out, they force a 3 and out on the first possession of the game, and they don't keep them off the scoreboard for the rest of the game. That's pretty dang impressive if you're the 49ers offense, especially missing arguably your best player there in Christian McCaffrey. The other piece of it, that you touched on, I think, is a home run there. They got to have something in addition to Garrett Wilson. Yeah, sure. All Lazard caught 2 touchdowns in this game, but he had as many targets in this game as he had all of last season, which, I didn't play all 17 last year, but like that seems like a lot going that way. Only 2 receivers, getting targets of any kind from Aaron Rodgers. There's definitely more. They need Mike Williams in a bad way there to get this thing rolling here a little bit. Give him some more options. Give him some more places to go with the ball.
One thing I'll say, though, there were some things in this game that were specific to the 49ers defense. In other words, they got, like, Breece Hall the ball out in some space on the perimeter. And I swear to you that if there's 2 other linebackers other than Fred Warner that could have made some of those plays in space, I mean, that might be excessive. Like, watching that tape, I was like, holy moly, I don't know if we talk about Fred Warner enough. Like, he is unbelievable. And some of those plays against normal linebackers, when they get out in space, they're not getting Breece Hall on the ground. And once he gets out into the open field, like, that's legit 4.3 speed, and he can run away from everybody. Yeah. So I think that'll look better against a non-49er defense, but they do need to find different ways to spread the ball around. The other takeaway, I posted a play. I don't know if you guys saw it, but man, I don't know that I've ever seen somebody abort a spin like Nick Bosa did. So he's outside. If you haven't seen it, you got to go watch it. I posted it on Twitter, but he goes to spin, and almost like he kind of gets caught. This is against Tyron Smith, the Hall of Famer. And then he kind of gets caught with a spin, and Buck, he just, like, literally, like, you heard the backup truck going beep, beep, beep. He just goes backwards. He backwards bulls Tyron Smith right into Aaron Rodgers' lap. I'm like, I don't know that I've ever even seen that before, but that's a different way. It was a backwards bull rush. That's the first time I've ever written that in my notes.
He is something else. And I just remember watching him when he was coming out of Ohio State, the conversations that we had and looking at him about how technically savvy he was. And even though it was abbreviated his final season, he had all the tools when he came to the league, and he continues to expand his toolbox. And I think the thing for me in watching him is the stamina in terms of, like, how long he is able to play at that level without wearing down, because what the Niners used to be in terms of being able to roll a bunch of different guys in, they're not quite that same unit. And so he has to play more snaps, but continues to be the same dominant player.
Yeah.
Rhett, there was another nugget along those lines. It's from a different game, but it was Raiders. So Max Crosby, I'm trying to find the nugget.
Played
here.
all 61 snaps.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
But did you see how many times he's done it?
It's incredible.
14 times he's played every snap. And I don't think any other defensive lineman had done it more than one time, like, during that run. 14, like, and I just feel like that's something that we've all talked about in the run up to the draft. And I feel a lot more recently. Buck, we've hammered, like, gas tank. Like, these guys have an endless gas tank. Bucky's told the story about Bruce Smith a million times about how Bruce Smith would get on a stair climber after practice. Like, those guys, those elite guys can go forever. And with Bosa, I didn't see him ever get tired out there either.
No, that's a great point. Yeah, Crosby's insane.
I mean, that's
above and beyond.
That is crazy. And not only that, first game of the season. So when you think about, like, training camp, preseason games, whether you played minimal snaps or whatever, to be, like, in that kind of fitness, to have that level of,
you didn't have the callus yet,
like, that's normal. You don't get to that point to game 3 or 4 in the regular season where you're used to playing in games. That's a credit to him in his preparation.
Before we take a quick break, again, in scouting, for those who don't know, when you go down on the field before the games, you body type guys. So you're just saying to get a visual of what their body looks like. I have to go back and look at previous images of Trent Williams. Is he carrying? He looked like he was carrying an extra 20 pounds. Am I just not paid close enough attention to how big he's gotten over the last couple of years? I mean, he plays phenomenal. He's a one-of-one freak show, but he looked like he was carrying a little bit extra weight. Did you guys notice that at all?
I didn't notice it off, like it wasn't top of mind, but I'll definitely go back and look at that now.
I mean, not the most interesting thing in the world, but I mean, he's a great player. But I just looked at him like, gosh, I did not remember him being that big as he looked in that game, still moving like he does, which is pretty incredible. But I'm always, when guys have held out or haven't been around the team as much, that's one of the things you're keeping an eye on, and hope that he's just maintains his health. So that was one thing I was thinking of. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll get into the rookie draft results, and we'll have our draft for this upcoming weekend right after this. Guys, I didn't make the rules. I didn't pick the draft order. Okay, I know you guys are sitting there going,
overall.
Oh yeah, DJ gets the first overall pick. Look who won week 1. Like it's all coordinated. It is what it is.
It is coordinated.
I came away. it was. I did come away with a win here. Bucky second place, Rhett third place. I feel like that's how we finished last year, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I won.
I don't think so. I don't.
I'm pretty sure I won.
Jaden Daniels being the first pick for me got me that win, and then my last pick. So we each got 3 guys. My McConkey getting in the end zone late in that ball game helped me edge out Bucky in that round because Bowers is right there.
I think in government they would call that insider trade.
Yeah, well, I said it was a homer pick. Bucky got some points for the round. No, actually, Rhett got the round 2 because Xavier Worthy had a huge game with the win there. So I got the points for Daniels. Bucky had second place with Knicks. Caleb really didn't do much, so that was Rhett's pick there. Man, Marvin Harrison Jr. did nothing. So I was last in the second round.
What's that about, by the way?
So I went back and watched that. They didn't even look. I mean, everybody's posting that one play, which I'm not going to overreact to that one. It was kind of a broken play where he got vertical and Kyler didn't see him. He dropped the ball early, and then they hit him on a little out route, and then they didn't even look at him. Now it was interesting watching him. He is, it's different watching him than some of these other top guys over previous years. Like if you look at, we were just talking about Garrett Wilson, like just super fluid and smooth in how they move. I thought even just kind of watching him at the top of routes, Marvin Harrison Jr. there's some tightness there. I think he's more of a power forward type player. Yeah. Like if you think of how D-Hop has been used throughout his career, but you got to give him some chances to make plays, get him some slants, let him wall guys off, give him some back shoulders, get him down the field, let that size play a little bit in the elite ball skills. But they didn't even, I just find it hard to believe you take a guy that high in the draft and not have anything in play for him week 1. Like that just Buck, what were your thoughts on that? That was kind of bizarre to me.
Yeah, no, I thought it was weird that, I mean, look, man, when he comes into the league, he's your number 1 receiver. And that's the thing where you're designing plays to get him the ball and to get him active early. And so I think it's an user error, not only the offensive coordinator, but also the quarterback. Kyler Murray has to know that Marvin Harrison has gone through these extended stretches without touching the rock. That's kind of like one of those things that when you're a point guard in basketball, when your guys have gotten shots and when they hadn't. He has to make sure that guy's engaged, that guy's active because they need him. I would expect to see this week Marvin Harrison get a heavy workload because you can't have that again. The criticism is going to make it where he gets probably the first 3 balls come his way to make sure that he's in the game plan.
Yeah, Dortch doubling up in targets just doesn't quite feel right, considering what we all expect Marvin Harrison to be. And I would imagine that does change.
Yeah. All right. So we get to the draft this week. Again, everything flips. So the order is going to be Bucky, then Rhett, then myself, and then we'll snake it back around here. So Buck, you are up first here. You got the first pick, week 2 rookie draft. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm going to do what you did. I'm going to take the quarterback, Jaden Daniels, first to make sure that I have him underway, because the one thing that we know about Jaden Daniels, if he doesn't throw for a bunch, he's going to run for a bunch. And that is what happened this week. So Jaden Daniels, welcome. We appreciate you.
All right. I don't care about the quarterbacks now. So, I mean, look, I think Caleb's going to be a lot better than he was, but I mean, it doesn't get much easier what he's facing these next 3 weeks in terms of defenses. Texans, Colts, and Rams. So I think it's Texans this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on that right now. I'm going to go back to the well. I'm going to go Xavier Worthy right now. I mean,
Okay.
I just think the Chiefs are going to.
Rhett likes to ride the horses. He likes to ride the same horse. He did this last year. I don't think it worked out for you. I believe you finished in last place, Rhett.
I don't think I did.
Not,
I'm pretty sure.
Did you not?
Yeah.
You did not win. Nabil, get in the chat. There's no way that you won.
Pretty sure.
No chance.
No.
Zero chance.
All right, DJ, what do you got?
We're looking that up. Yeah, pretty sure DJ won. Thanks, Nabil. And Rhett got last. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Well, what kind of memory are you coming with here?
We got
accountability.
Pretty close. I think it was.
I don't know about that. Okay. So all right, you're gonna go Worthy. I've got 2 pops at it here. I'm gonna go. All right, I'm gonna go back to Neighbors. So I am kind of riding the same horse from that standpoint. And then I'm going to, you know what? I'm
going back to the well.
I'm going to go to McConkey.
Yeah, okay.
They play the Panthers. They play the Panthers. How do you not do that? I'm going to go McConkey with my second one.
Yeah, all right.
I'll wait on the quarterback.
Yeah. Okay. We're both going to be waiting that one out. You're going to get what's left, I think, is where that ends up here.
I think you're back up, Rhett.
Yeah, I am. And so right now I'm kind of deciding between Brian Thomas Jr., Bucky, and Brock Bowers. I just think they're going to continue to find ways to get Brock Bowers the football. We talked about that on the recap show.
Hey, by the way, I'll give you guys either one of you $20 off the top of your head if you can tell me which rookie receiver had the most targets in the NFL week 1. $20.
It's not Brian Thomas. He only had 4.
But I wrote. Well, this is just in jest because I did just do my Ninja HR thing. So there's no. I would like to strike that from the record. There is no money being involved in this. I'm just curious to see if you guys could have any guesses on who might have led in rookie targets. I want that to be known. I don't need any emails or phone calls.
Was it Xavier Leggett?
No,
he had 8.
Oh, I didn't.
Did you say it was somebody had 11?
No. I'm on PFF Ultimate right now, and Leggett had 7 targets according to PFF Ultimate.
Had 8.
Devon Vele with the Broncos had 8 targets, 8 receptions for 39 yards.
Oh wow, Vele,
not the most dynamic 8 for 39 stat line right there. Bo Nix not pushing it down the field very much apparently.
No. In fact, we talked about that yesterday. Remember?
8 for 39.
So yeah,
so if you want to take him,
if you want to take 7. Yeah. No, I don't think I'm going that way. I'm going to go back to Bowers.
Okay,
I'm going to take Bowers there.
You know what, Rhett? You're kind of Nick Saban-ish in terms of like, do you eat the same thing every day at the same time?
No. You took Bowers last week.
No,
that's a one for me.
I'm just wondering. Like, I'm wondering if you're like the Little Debbie snack.
I'm not an oatmeal
every
cream
day.
Guy.
Yeah, like every day, like the same little meal.
Too much sugar.
Okay.
Too much sugar.
Okay. So, all right. So off the board, we have who? Rhett, your 2 players. You have Bowers,
we've got
Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, Worthy, Neighbors, McConkey, and Bowers are gone.
So you got to take 2 weapons.
Yeah,
because Jaden Daniels is mine. All right. So,
by the way, Bucky Irving might be entering
I'm a Bucky Irving guy. I know.
Might be entering the chat here soon.
I love Bucky Irving coming to the draft.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I'll wait. He's not going to.
Okay, he's waiting. All right.
You're not going to get me there. Yeah. All right. So let's go. Marvin Harrison Jr. We're going to take him right at the gate because I feel like coming off a poor performance, they're going to make a concerted effort to get him the ball. And also another team coming off a poor effort, the New York Giants. Malik Neighbors has to get back. He has to get.
I got Neighbors. Gone. I got Neighbors.
Oh, that's right. Gabe. Okay, so BTJ. Then I'm gonna go homer.
Okay, you're going homer pick. All right, that's good. Yeah, and so that leaves us the quarterbacks here, and man, it's not a pretty.
I don't love this.
We got Bo Nix going up against the Steelers, who made Kirk Cousins, not look so great with the Atlanta Falcons, and I got the Bears on the road at Houston. This is not all right. Give me Caleb. He's going to make something happen. Give me Caleb.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to go with Bo Nix for my last one.
If you had the choice though, would you have taken Caleb?
I would have taken Caleb. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
There we go. We'll see week 2 here. I've got one win under my belt. I'm still waiting for the official confirmation that Rhett finished last, but we
I think it got pretty close as far as I understand.
Well,
Like
snug.
close enough to where it could have just been any one of us could have won.
yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I see what you're saying there. All right, that's it. That's going to wrap it up for today. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Rhett, thanks for popping on.
Yeah,
we'll see you back here next week. Appreciate you, buddy. That's it. See you next time right here on Move the Sticks.